I want to welcome those of you that have joined me on this meeting. It's 30-minute interactive session with Grace Ujo. I want to say thank you. And how's your day been? Good evening, everyone. Last week we discussed medical expenses insurance. For those of you that joined me via Facebook Live or that joined me on this Zoom meeting, we discussed medical expenses insurance, and we discussed the standard cover, the extension, the exclusion. We'll be moving on to another topic this evening, which I've called it why personal accident insurance is a benefit policy. We want to look at why accident insurance policy is a benefit policy. Personal accident insurance policy is an annual contract. It's, every year, when you pick up personal accident insurance policy, the policy duration is 1 term. And why it is called, which is common to the other policies of indemnity, like car insurance, your vehicle insurance, your household insurance. Those are the policies of indemnity, and those are annual contracts, insurance for 1 year. Then this personal accident is also an annual contract, but it is not a benefit of indemnity. The other time I discussed that we have benefit policies and we have policies of indemnity. So, and that time I was able to differentiate between policies of benefit between benefit policies. See your application. Well, I was able to differentiate between benefit policies and policies of indemnity. I said the policy of indemnity under fundamental principle of insurance, which was the contribution principle. Contribution principle is only applicable to policies of indemnity, but in benefit policies, contribution principle is not applicable. Why is it not applicable? Because in indemnity policy, your risk is defined. The financial implication of your risk you are covered is defined as maybe when you buy a car for 3 million. The sum assured you can give that car is 3 million. But in benefit policies, you have unlimited insurable interest on benefit policies. But whereas in the indemnity policy, you have limited insurable, subject to your financial exposure on that object. So that is why. But in personal accident insurance policy, as we're going to discuss, I'm laying the foundation that it is a benefit policy because you cannot, and when accidents occur to a life, on your life, you have unlimited insurable interest on your life. So that is why you cannot, that is why it's a benefit policy, because you cannot say, oh, your leg, you want to buy your leg when maybe when you have accident and your leg is no more. You can't say you want to buy it for 5,000 naira or 50,000 naira. So, but you can only insure it to the tune of your financial capacity. So that is why it is a benefit policy, and you can insure it with as many insurance companies as you can, so far you can afford the premium. So that is why personal accident insurance is a benefit policy. Now, I want to look at what the standard cover is. The standard cover for personal accident insurance is it covers accidental death or bodily injury. Accidental death or bodily injury. It also covers temporary total disablement and permanent total disablement. How do I mean? Now, the policy only responds when there's a death of bodily injury as a result of accidents, or violence, or the cause of that loss must be identifiable. It must be an external force that resulted into that accident. If one dies as a result of accident, that is when this policy responds. Or maybe you have an accident and you sustain bodily injury, this policy will respond to it. Or you have, maybe in the course of the accident, maybe you have a dislocation, you have temporary disablement, maybe with time the disablement will still be corrected, that is temporary. But if it will not be corrected again, that is permanent total disablement. So these are the standard policy. This is what the cover policy, the standard cover for personal accident insurance are this one: the accidental death or bodily injury, temporary total disablement, or permanent total disablement. The next one, then I have let's move on to the policy extension. Those ones I have just talked about, the total disablement and temporary disablement and the accident. Those are the standard cover. Then you can also extend the policy to cover medical expenses, or also if it is just bodily injury the person sustained, maybe the accident does not lead to death, the person can institute a legal action against the third party, the negligent third party. So you can extend the cover to cover the legal action that you may want to take. Then you can extend the cover to actually the personal accident injury. You can take it as a standalone policy, and also you can even inculcate it on another policy, on another existing policy, that like for car insurance. If you do a comprehensive insurance, you can even add a personal accident insurance as an extension to your car insurance policy, or to maybe travel insurance policy, but you can even pick it as stand-alone policy. It depends on you, it depends on what you are looking at. But the personal accident insurance policy, it responds when there is a bodily injury, or when there is a death or disablement as a result of accident. So that is what it covers. And the extension for it is either medical expenses and legal expenses. I hope you can relate with what I'm discussing. And the policy exclusion, because in insurance we always define our terms and conditions. That is why when you are going into insurance, you need to understand it, and that is why you need the services of your intermediary, so that all these policy terms and conditions will be explained to you. Now, the policy exclusion are physical defects or infirmity prior to the accident. How do I mean? If you have had a physical disability before you effect that cover, it's not, you will say, oh, maybe you had accident in the previous year and you have sustained a total, maybe permanent disability. You are now saying because of that you want to pick up personal accident insurance. That policy will not respond, because that one has been existing before the commencement of the policy. So when you have physical defects prior to the policy, it is not covered. It is only once the policy has been effected and it is operating, that the policy will respond. Then please let's mute our mic. Please mute your mic. You are welcome.
Okay. All right, ma. Sorry.
Thank you for joining me on this call. Self-inflicted injury. Self-inflicted injury too is an exclusion. You know, in the course of our discussion, I've had us to lay emphasis on the fact that insurance does not cover intentional loss. So when you deliberately inflict injury on yourself, it is not covered. It's an exclusion under policy, under personal accident insurance policy. Then if you have accident as a result of the influence of alcohol, maybe you took an alcohol, maybe or drugs, and you now, if insurer is able to trace it that your accident is as a result of the influence of alcohol or hard drugs, is an exclusion. The personal accident insurance will not cover the bodily injury or accidental death that may result in the cause of that. Then war risk. Generally, war risk are insurance policy exclusion. Then gaming activities such as racing on horseback, mountaineering, such gaming activities are an exclusion. But you can actually extend your cover to cover it. You can actually extend your personal accident insurance cover to cover all these gaming activity, but it will be with additional premium. It will be specified that you are extending your cover to cover it, so you are going to pay additional premium to cover that. I hope you can all relate with this. This evening, for those who are just joining me, I'm discussing personal accident insurance. I've just said I've been able to lay I was able to lay foundation that why a personal insurance policy is a benefit policy and not in policy of indemnity. I was able to lay the foundation, and I've been able to discuss the standard cover, the extension, and now I'm on the exclusion. I've been able to say that physical defect, any injury or whatever disablement you have had before you effect the policy will not cover it. It's only the one that is sustained because of the policy that will be covered. Then self-inflicted injury or influence of alcohol, war risk, and gaming activities, all these are policy exclusion. They are not covered, but some of them you can extend the policy to cover them. I hope you can relate with that. So let's look at payment of benefits. The maximum payable benefits in an insurance contract, your maximum payable benefit is always subject to your sum assured. And just like I said, that being personal accident insurance policy, being a benefit policy, so you have unlimited insurable interest. You can decide to, your sum assured is based on your financial capacity. You can decide to say, oh, I want to insure my leg. If you have an accident and the leg results into total disablement, you might say, okay, you want to insure the leg maybe for 100 million. So far you can pay the premium. So far you can afford it. So you'll be able to insure it. It's not like car insurance that, oh, once you have bought it for 10 million, you have to insure it for 10 million. I hope you can get the difference why it is called benefit policy. So, and you know, when we were discussing of policy of indemnity, say when you insure with more than one insurance company, there will be contribution principle applicable. But in this case, there is there won't be any contribution principle, because you can insure yourself with as many insurance companies. So far you can pay their benefits, and when loss occurs, all of them will pay full benefits, not that they are going to share the loss, or going to pay each of the insurer you insure it to give you your full benefit because it's a benefit policy, and you can insure with as many insurance company, and you can insure with any amount of money you want to insure, because you as long as you can afford the premium. So the maximum payable benefit is the sum insured by the insured, and it may be paid as a lump sum or converted into an annuity. Why will it be converted to an annuity to be paid for like 10 years? Let's take, for instance, the person has total disablement, permanent total disablement. No, the life of that person will be, so to speak, grounded. The person will not be able to earn a living again. So, but if the person has insured himself, have adequate cover, I mean, at least while the person is still alive, the person will still be earning an income through the personal accident insurance policy. So that it will be like a circle. At least, even though you are not able to work again, but at least you are able to still earn an income for sustenance. As such, at that time of one's life, it's just to survive that person will be looking for. So yes, we all pray may it not be our portion, but these are realities. It does happen. It does happen. So, but when you pick insurance, when you have such insurance in place, at least it should be like a sort of succor, a sort of comfort. So that is actually what personal accident insurance policy is all about. It responds when loss occur as a result of accidents, accidental death, accidental injury, and maybe the accident results in permanent disability or temporary disability. So that is what personal accident insurance policy is all about. I want to appreciate every one of you that are watching me, those watching me on Facebook Live, and those that have joined me on the Zoom meeting. So I will want to leave this time, I call it interactive session with Grace Ojo, and I always want to hear you ask me questions. So it's now time, because of our limited time, it's now time for questions. Please, if you have any question, this is time to ask me. You can unmute your mic and ask your question. And if you are watching me on Facebook Live, you have questions, you can type it. I will respond to it after this meeting. Once I'm offline, once you send the question, I will respond to it. If you are watching me on Facebook Live, I want to appreciate you for watching me live. Then if you ask any question, you can still ask me. Then I will respond to your question. But those of you on the Zoom, please kindly unmute and ask your question. Hello, everyone.
Can I ask a question now?
Oh, yes, go ahead, Christopher. You have the floor. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the enlightening us and the information passing across.
You're welcome.
Can we have the write-up of the interactive section of today, so that maybe after maybe later in the day, we can go through it and digest it, so that we can maybe from there we can write out some questions to send.
Okay, you can just leave your email on the chat. I will forward it to you. Thank you for asking for such request.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Leave your email. I will forward it to you. And also, I normally this call is recorded, and I also always upload it on my YouTube channel, Grace Ojo blog channel. So even at your leisure, by the time I upload it, you can still listen to it all over again. But leave your email on the chat. I will pick it up and I will forward the slides to you. Thank you very much. Do I have another person who wants to ask a question? Please ask me a question. It's now time for question. Ask me a question, please. Mr. Fatai, I want to say good evening, sir, and welcome to this meeting.
Good evening, my sister. Good evening.
Do you have any contribution to this my presentation, sir?
Okay. Okay, you've done very well.
Thank you, sir.
What I can add to it is in the area of the number of policies.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it's a benefit policy, which gives you the latitude to take as many policies as possible, as well as unlimited sum insured theoretically, subject to your ability to pay the premium. But in underwriting, there's what we call technical underwriting and financial underwriting. While you can fill the proposal form and say that, okay, you want 100 million or what have you, the underwriter, after checking you technically, will look at your financial underwriting as well. Do you have the capacity or capability?
Okay. Hello, sir. Are you still there? I think we have the internet is not stable. Mr. Fatai. Okay. Does anyone else?
Available.
Okay. You're back.
So that's what I just want to add. There is financial underwriting as well as technical underwriting.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for that contribution. Does anyone have any question? Please ask me question. It's an interactive session. That's why I always leave time for question. Hello, everyone. Please, I need you to ask a question. No one is asking questions. You can even ask from the previous one. Maybe you have actually stumbled on my video and you have watched my previous meeting on my YouTube or the previous ones. You can just raise any question and let's trash it out. You see, but information brings transformation. Why so many people are skeptical? Okay, Mr. Peter, please, you have the floor.
Okay. Good evening, ma. And well done for a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Please, the question I want to ask is, last week you discussed with us regarding medical insurance.
Medical expenses insurance.
Okay. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Medical expenses insurance.
Okay. So right now we have Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, NSITF, that normally say employer should make certain contribution regarding their employees. I think they call that one workmanship. What do they call it? Workmanship compensation scheme. Yes.
Okay.
Now, is that a form of medical insurance or not? And if not, what do we call that kind of scheme that they said that employer should be participating in? Can you throw more light on that? And again, what should be the benefit for the employees of the company that is paying premium to NSITF regarding that kind of scheme? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that question. Well, the workman compensation you made mention of, in the year previously it was actually under the purview of an insurance company before it was later moved to that NSITF. So workman compensation is actually for in case of if an employee, if it is taken for the employee, if the employee sustained an injury in the course of employment during the working hour, in the course of carry out the official duty, that is only what that workman compensation caters for. It caters for maybe when there's the employee sustain injury or it results into permanent disability. That is what workman compensation caters for, and it is not a medical it is not a medical insurance. Just like what we discussed last week, the medical expense insurance we discussed last week is for you if you are sick, you need medical attention. Maybe you find out that okay, you need to attend to your health. You walk into the hospital, then the consultation fee, the specialist fee, and all those hospital charges, you are not paying for it again because you have affected the medical expenses insurance. But the workers' compensation is not a medical expenses insurance. So it's only covers that when the employee sustains injury or employee accident happens because of carrying out the official duty, and the person that maybe an officer is sent on an errand because of an official trip, and the person has accident and died in the course of the carrying on the work, the official work. So that's what workmen compensation covers. I don't know if I've been able to answer your question. Have I satisfied your question, sir?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. I can see some people raising hands. Okay, Mr. Fatai, please. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. I just want to add to what you said.
Okay, sir.
The NSITF is made compulsory by law to be taken, as you rightly mentioned, for accident or injury suffered during the course of employment. It may not be a 24 hours policy, yes, right? And that is subject to, it depends on the earning capacity, that's the salary of the employee. And it has a limited cover just to say. The amount available might not be enough to take care of your medical bills. Hence, you need the medical policy or medical cover distinct from that, and to cover areas that are not covered by NSITF. The medical policy is a wider cover that can take care of you even when you leave your country for a temporary period. It can be extended to take care of that, so that when you sustain any injury or you fall sick. So the other one has to do with injury. That's NSITF. But while the medical is any form of sickness as specified in the policy. So that's the difference between it.
Yes. And of course, you know, the personal accident is not limited to during the employment. Mr. Peter, I hope you can understand that. And the personal accident is any time. I mean, any time of the day, anytime. It's not during. So that's why the personal accident has a wider advantage than that workers' compensation. Do I have thank you, sir, Mr. Peter, and thank you, Mr. Fatai, for the additional contribution. Do I have another person raising hand? It's already 6 o'clock. If I don't have anyone else raising hands, I want to appreciate those of you that have joined me. So many people joined much later today. Please, the program is 5:30, and we have limited time. So please, always I really want to appreciate everyone that have always been participating, and I want to appreciate more that just please, I want to crave your indulgence to always have it in mind that once it's 5:30, let's log in and have it, because we have limited time. Before we know it, it's just 30 minutes and the time is over. So I'll be able to interact. The essence of this program is for us to have it, to be able to interact very well. So all those things that we are not clear about insurance, for us to be able to express our mind and to get the right to it. So I really want to appreciate everyone. And I'm not alone. That's Mr. Fatai Adibero that I always call is my senior colleague in the industry. So it's not just about praise to Joe, it's about giving you it's about giving you the right thing that goes on in the industry. So I really want to appreciate everybody that always join me, and I look forward to having more of you, having you every time. And please, I want to crave your indulgence. Always let me share, rebroadcast the link. The purpose of this program is for, it's public enlightenment. It's for people to get to know. You know, insurance is a benefit thing. It has a lot of benefit, but people water it down simply because they don't understand it. No, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse, is inevitable. You just abuse it because you don't have the value. You don't appreciate what it is what you value that you appreciate. So it's for us to understand, to come to terms, to understand the benefits we have in insurance. So it's about public enlightenment. And when next you need insurance services, you have confidence to say, oh, Madam Grace, I always talk about insurance. Let me call on him and let him effect my policy for you. And at Bimbo Consultant Services, you will enjoy our services. So I really want to appreciate everyone. And I look forward to seeing you again next week between 5:30 and 6 p.m. every Wednesday. Thank you, everyone that has joined me. I really want to say thank you and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much.
See everyone that is on this call.
Well
And
done,
I'll
well
not be hearing questions.
Thank you, ma.
iPhone,
Well done.
you and Daddy you, Joe Silverbird, all of you, you are there. And you are just
Well
silent.
done.
Wonderful.
We're enjoying them.
Yeah, we are enjoying it. I appreciate you, but please,
We're
let's be more
enjoying
interactive.
Okay.
Thank you. Jokes.
Well
Oh, hi,
done.
boo. And all of you are there. As if I'm alone. Please, let's be more interactive. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, well
Thank
done.
you. God bless you.
See you next
Well
week.
done.
Let me rebroadcast the link.
Next week.
Okay. Sammy iPhone.
Bye.
Please, can you do me a favor? That's Sammy iPhone. Can you just drop your email on the chat for me, please? We'll see after the. Thank you, everyone. You have a wonderful evening.